We are here for the review of War for the Planet of the Apes, and I'm so glad that finally we have another great trilogy after Krish.
What? It is the third installment in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. This film is directed by Matt Reeves, starring Andy Serkis as the lead Caesar and Woody Harrelson as Colonel.
This is our last stand, and if we lose, it will be a planet of apes.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
We have to mention Matt Reeves, the director of the film, in the conversation. The guy directed the previous installment, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and it clearly shows in this film also. His directing style, the way he handles the camera or the color palette itself. He paints quite a beautiful story on screen, and I love the way he handles the scenes with so much of practicality and how subtle those scenes are.
This film was a visual treat with amazing cinematography by Michael Saracen. You are completely immersed in this film. The way in which this film progresses from the first scene itself, you can definitely feel the cold and damp environment around you because of the amazing cinematography and the background score of this film.
And also the ACs of PVR.
Definitely.
Cinemas. Guys, lower it down. It gets very cold after the interval. Coming on to the performances of the film, we have two different kind of performances in this film. One are the real human actors acting there on set, and one is the motion capture that has been done for the people enacting the apes, and both have done a great job. First, talking about the motion capture, the king himself, Andy Serkis, acts as Caesar, and he's just so good. I mean, the emotions that he portrays on screen, and there are so many moments when camera is right on his face, like zoomed in, and it is so good. On the human part, Woody Harrelson plays the role of the Colonel. I liked him. I mean, not that great of a villain, but I did like his part, and he plays it in a very intimidating manner. Also, there is a little girl. She's rescued by the apes, and she did a fine job also.
And when we talk about Andy Serkis, I must say that in the past few years, we can definitely see the progress in VFX. We can see that VFX has come a long way.
And actually, the thing is, you don't need to look outside of this franchise. You take a look at Rise of the Planet of the Apes. It released in 2011. And since then it has been 6 years, and you can see the progression of the CGI and the VFX of the character of Caesar itself, and also the evolution of the character itself, thanks to the storyline that this franchise has provided that character.
And all this good CGI VFX could have been a waste if you do not have a good script. I really like the unconventional choices that this script makes throughout the film, and I must say that this film was marketed as a war film, but it was not at all a war film. It was a complete drama film with bits of action in between.
Many of those powerful scenes that you have in this are basically silent conversations of apes talking to each other and discussing strategies. And I must add into that I really loved the way this film started. I mean, the entire opening sequence, the way it builds up to that one action set pieces, it is pretty good, and it builds towards a sad but a satisfactory climax. And I think it is the ending that this character Caesar deserved, and you actually feel for Caesar so much. Not in this film, like since the series has started with Rise, the character has so much depth that you are just engrossed in a story the entire runtime of the film.
And I must say that logically, we all should be with human beings in this film, because they are doing nothing wrong in this film, and they all are fighting for their survival. But in your heart, deep down, you are with Caesar because of the depth this film actually brings out to that character.
The film has some negative points, and one of those for me, and it was the major negative for me, was the pace of the film. The film is slow, especially after the first 30 minutes, so that reduced my enjoyment of the film little bit.
Now, according to me, this film was perfect, and if I have to nitpick, then there were certain plot points that were handled in bad way, I must say.
Yeah, a little illogical way. Yeah,
little illogical.
कि ऐसे कैसे होगा? So on to our conclusions. I really liked the film. The pace was issue for me. It is a slow film, but then it also has those powerful moments, great acting, spectacular VFX, and a great leading character in Caesar. One more thing, don't take your children to the screening of the film because it has a lot of nudity.